Um, Now, in this video, um, I'm going to be talking about social rejection. Now, the thing with social rejection is it really hurts. You know, emotionally, it really hurts. Because everybody wants to be accepted, you know? And being lonely sucks. It really does. Which is why I'm going to make this video for you guys. So you guys can know the severity of social rejection. Um, Here we go. Social rejection occurs when an individual is deliberately excluded from a social relationship or social interaction. The topic includes interpersonal rejection or peer rejection, romantic rejection, and familial estrangement. A person can be rejected by individuals or an entire group of people. Furthermore, rejection can be either active by bullying, teasing, or ridiculing, or passive by ignoring a person or giving the silent treatment. The experience of being rejected is subjective for the recipient, and it can be perceived when it is not actually present. The word ostracism is often used for the process. In ancient Greece, ostracism was voting to temporary exile. Although humans are social beings, some level of rejection is an inevitable part of life. Nevertheless, rejection can become a problem when it is prolonged or consistent, when the relationship is important, or when the individual is highly sensitive to rejection. Rejection by an entire group of people can have especially negative effects, particularly when it results in social isolation. The experience of rejection can lead to a number of adverse psychological consequences, such as loneliness, low self-esteem, aggression, and depression. It can also lead to feelings of insecurity and heightened sensitivity to future rejection. Need for acceptance. Rejection may be emotionally painful because of the social nature of human beings and the need of social interaction between other humans is essential. Abraham Maslow and other theorists have suggested that the need for love and belongingness is a fundamental human motivation. According to Maslow, all humans and even introverts need to be able to give and receive affection to be psychologically healthy. Psychologists believe that simple contact or social interaction with others is not enough to fulfill this need. Instead, people have a strong motivational drive to form and maintain caring interpersonal relationships. People need both stable relationships, and satisfying interactions with the people in those relationships. If either of these two ingredients is missing, people will begin to feel lonely and unhappy. Thus, rejection is a significant threat. In fact, the majority of human anxieties appear to reflect concerns over social exclusion. Social psychological research confirms the motivational basis of the need for acceptance. Significantly, fear of rejection leads to conformity and peer pressure, sometimes called normative influence, and compliance to the demand of others. Our need for affiliation and social interaction appears to be particularly strong when under stress. Now, when coming to your health, when you're enduring social isolation, social rejection has a large effect on a person's health. Can't pronounce that person's name, and Larry originally suggested that an unsatisfied need to belong would inevitably lead to problems in behavior as well as mental and physical health. Cooperation of these assumptions about behavior deflects were seen by John Bowlby, in his research. Numerous studies have found that being socially rejected leads to an increase in level of anxiety. Additionally, the level of depression a person feels as well as the amount they care about. Their social relationships is directly proportional to the level of rejection they perceive. Rejection affects the emotional health and well-being of a person as well. Overall experiments show that those who have been rejected will suffer from more negative emotions and have fewer positive emotions than those who have been accepted or those who were in neutral or control conditions. Well, that's all I really have to say about social rejection. Social rejection is real and it's terrible, and we all have a need to be accepted. It's actually, it's actually literally a need because as humans were evolving, we learned that we have a higher level, a higher success level of surviving when in groups. So as we start to interact with other human beings, and over time as we evolved, it actually started to become a need to interact with other human beings. It just became our brain chemistry. It just became who we are. We need to interact with people. Not only interact with people as in a friendship, but also interact in a relationship. You know, it's just who we are. And without those two things, without friendship or a relationship, we start experiencing depression, anxiety. That's not good. Depression, anxiety is terrible. It's not good. So, you know, just don't really judge people, you know, because once you take a step back and look at yourself and ask yourself, are you really better than that person? Are you really better, truly better than that person? And do you even know that person well enough to reject them? You know, do you really even know them that well? Or did you just hear things about that person that somebody else said? Ask yourself that. Well, that's all I have to say. You guys have a good one.